We are live. Hello, YouTube. Not expecting too many viewers on this video, but I am just not the editor lady. That's not my area of expertise, and I feel like that is perfectly okay. But my goal is to do some type of video on YouTube every single Sunday. I should have recorded a video throughout the week and then edited it and then posted it today, but I didn't do that. And so I decided to just go ahead and go live. What I want to talk about today is what to expect at a Toastmasters meeting. Another thing that I have to do is I have to get a really nice backdrop, and I'm actually going to order one off of Amazon, most likely this week, so you guys don't see this boring beige in this door, or it's just not, it's not the best. So my plan is to get a much better background and take it step by step, step by step. And I want to encourage us all to just take it step by step. I was talking to a young lady a few weeks ago, and she was like, I'm not going to start my YouTube channel until I get my microphone and my ring light and my this and my that. And I understand it. I understand that. And if you're convinced that you don't want to do it until it's done all the way right, I understand that. But for me, if I wait until I get it perfect and until I get it right, it'll never happen. So I'm so proud of myself for jumping on this live right now on a Sunday. It's actually, there's a post-it note right here on my laptop that says, I don't know if you can see that, but YouTube video every Sunday. Today is Sunday. Here we are. Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters International? Toastmasters International is a huge nonprofit organization that helps people become more effective speakers and more effective leaders. I've been a member since 2010. That means I've been a member for 10 plus years, going on 11 years in 2021. In 2018, I became the world champion of public speaking through this organization. And I just won Toastmaster of the Year in my district, District 56. So thank you very much, Toastmasters, for being a monumental part of my life for the past 10 years. Many people still have no idea what Toastmasters is. And if you want more information, go ahead and go to toastmasters.org. I'll put it over here in the chat. And just get a little bit more information. There are thousands of clubs all over the world, not just in America, not just South America, not just Europe, not just Asia, all over the world. And no matter where you are, you can get more information. You can go visit a meeting. You can join a club if you like. It is truly, in every sense of the word, an international organization. Toastmasters.org to get more information about it, because of course I can't give you every little single piece of information about the organization in this live stream. However, it's amazing. I belong to the Cypress Super Speakers Club right here in Cypress, which is near Houston, Texas. I am the president of my club at the moment. And if you would like to join us virtually to get an idea of how the meetings work and to actually experience it for yourself, no charge, no cost, for free, you can come visit as often as you like. Leave a comment, send me an email, theladybugspeaker@gmail.com, so that I can get you over that link and you can join us for an amazing meeting. With every Toastmasters meeting, it's broken down into 3 parts. 3 parts. If I had some type of special editing skills, I would have made that awesome in my video. Anywho, every meeting is broken down into 3 parts. And before I get into those 3 parts, I want to show you guys my plants. Now, usually I have flowers, but my sunflowers died. So I'm just going to show you guys my money tree. This is dinero, because you know I love having something live in my home at all times. I have to give myself some flowers this week. But this is dinero, so this is my plant of the evening. And I don't have a green thumb at all. Supposedly it runs in my family, but Every plant that I've tried to have, I've killed it. So I'm hoping De Niro will stick around. Hopefully, we'll see. I still have some things to learn about gardening and planting, but hey, I know what I'm good at, and obviously planting and growing plants is not one of them. Back to the three parts of the Toastmasters meeting. They call it pie, P-I-E. Would you like a slice of pie? Toastmasters love pie, P-I-E. What is pie? That is prepared speeches. That's the P. The I is impromptu speaking, and the E is the evaluation portion of the meeting. So it's broken down into three parts. Every single Toastmasters meeting that you will ever go to will be broken down into these three parts. It'll be PIE, prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and the evaluation portion of the meeting. What is a prepared speech, you ask? A prepared speech is simply a speech that someone had time to actually write, practice, and rehearse. They've had time in advance to go ahead and organize their thoughts, maybe write it out or type it out, practice it a few times, and then come to the meeting prepared to give that speech. They know the title, they know the subject, they know what it's all about. It should be written and rehearsed before they come to the meeting. Usually those speeches are about 5 to 7 minutes, and usually there are about 2 to 3 speakers every single week. So in the prepared speech portion of the meeting, that is when a few of the members of the club, because only members can participate in the prepared speeches portion of the meeting, but a few members have about a week or so, or even a month or so in advance. They have time in advance to actually figure out what they want their speech to be about, write about it, rehearse it, maybe get some feedback before they deliver it into the club, at the club. After the prepared speeches are over, we what's the word I'm looking for? We move on to the impromptu portion of the meeting. In Toastmasters, this portion of the meeting is called the table topics. Have you ever heard of table topics? So that's what table topics is. It's impromptu speaking. What is impromptu speaking? Impromptu speaking is the opposite of prepared speaking. Impromptu speaking is the opposite of prepared speaking. Anytime you speak impromptu, that means you're speaking off the cuff. That means it's coming straight off the top of the dome for my people who are into freestyle rap. That means you don't have any time to prepare. That means you have to think on your feet. That's extemporaneous speech. That means I give you a subject or a question or a word or an item, and you have literally maybe less than 10 seconds to think about it, depending on how slow or fast your pace is walking up to the stage, or in this case, taking yourself off of mute during a Zoom meeting. And so every week there's a table topics master, and the table topics master will give you a theme. And well, usually the Toastmaster gives the theme, and the table topics master prepares questions for the table topics portion of the meeting based on the overall theme of the meeting. So for example, we just had a Texas theme for one of our meetings, and so the table topics master gave us random questions or thoughts or words that dealt with Texas. It'll go a little something like this. For instance, I'm the table topics master. You're participating in table topics. It's about 15 of us in a room. You never know who the table topics master is going to call on. Everyone's kind of on pins and needles because you never know when you're going to be selected. It'll go a little something like this. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ramona J. Smith, and today I will be your table topics master. Our theme for today is plants. I'll be asking you questions all about plants. Put your thinking caps on and get ready. My first question is, what type of plant makes you smile? What type of plant makes you smile? Sarah. And you'll call on Sarah, but Sarah doesn't know that she's going to be called on. It'll go something like that. The table topics master will prepare random questions that nobody sees, nobody knows, but the members and sometimes the guests are able to participate in that portion of the meeting. And that's such a great skill to have. You never want to be in a position where someone asks you a question and you just draw a blank. You never want to be in a position where someone asks you a question and you have nothing to say, or you start using those filler words. Someone says, well, tell me about a time when you had a great customer service experience. Say, for instance, you're applying for a job or you're interviewing for a job. Tell me about a time when you had to help a customer. Well, you know, you never want to do that. So table topics and impromptu speaking gives you that practice. It gives you that pressure, and it gives you that scenario to where sometimes you have to think on your feet. And it's a great way to exercise the skill of even making small talk, chit chat, first date conversations. You never really want that awkward silence. So I really love table topics because it helps you get those extemporaneous speeches down pat. I love table topics. And finally, it's the evaluation portion of the meeting. And I'm still trying to think about that word that I wanted to use earlier. It's not transform. We need it's some type of trans word. And I don't like when I can't figure out words because that means I'm rushing myself. So let me calm down and try to figure out that word. Transition, maybe? Maybe it was transition. Yes. Then we transition into the evaluation portion of the meeting. So we've heard the prepared speeches that the speakers were able to rehearse and practice and perfect beforehand. We did the impromptu speaking, the table topics where random questions were asked to random members of the club. And now we transition into the evaluation portion of the meeting. During the evaluation portion of the meeting, the prepared speeches are evaluated, and then the overall meeting in its entirety is evaluated by a person called the general evaluator of the meeting. And I'll get into the roles in another video. It's so much information. But right now, I just want to focus on PIE. Right now, we're on the E, the evaluation portion of the meeting, where evaluators give feedback on the prepared speeches, and then the general evaluator will give an overall critique of the entire meeting. The evaluators have 2 to 3 minutes to tell the speaker what they observed that enhanced the speech, and they will give feedback in regards to how the speech can be even more effective, or even more uplifting, or even more informative, or even more persuasive. It's never an attack on the speaker. When you evaluate, or when someone evaluates a speech, they're evaluating how well the speaker met the objectives. And it's never an attack on the person. It's always about the speech. Keep that in mind. It should always be about the speech. And then once that's done, that's basically the end of the meeting. The Toastmaster, and I'll get into that role in another video, but the Toastmaster will give a few more facts about the theme. The Toastmaster will maybe make one more joke, or just give a little bit of a closing to their hosting time, and then the Toastmaster will turn the meeting back over to the president. Usually during this time, the president hears from the guests. The president will give any club business or any upcoming events, and then the meeting is adjourned. Our meetings run from 6:45 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Some people's meetings last an hour. Some people's meetings last 3 hours. We actually meet 4 times a month. We meet every single Monday at 6:45 Central Standard Time. And that is what we do every single week. When the meeting kicks off, the president hits the gavel, then we say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we welcome our guests. And of course, we go over the housekeeping rules, especially now. Put your video microphone on mute. If you have to step away from your computer, go ahead and hit stop video. We do not want to go to the restroom or any other places with you during this meeting. And turn off any noise-making devices, things like that. Then we'll go into the inspirational thought, and then the president will pass the meeting back over to the Toastmaster. That part varies from club to club, but what you can guarantee is that every single Toastmasters meeting is going to have PIE. P-I-E. Prepared speeches, the impromptu portion, and the evaluation portion of the meeting. And that is what you can expect at a Toastmasters meeting. I will be back with more inspiration and information about this organization that I love called Toastmasters International. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Like, comment, share, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching.